In this day and age of political conversations, it can feel like you're a lobster being thrown into a pot of boiling water, with how easy it is to let emotions rule the dialogue, usually devolving into bickering and arguing without solid foundational arguments. These, in my opinion, are rotting away our relationships with people we may disagree with from the inside. And this goes for anyone on any side. It's affecting us all the same. The demonizing, the hate, and unwillingness to emphasize with someone for disagreeing is just appalling to me and many others. Now, it sounds like a lot of talk but no real answer, but you'd be wrong, because I think I've actually figured out at least one big part of the problem, and that is lack of something called intellectual modesty within people of today. Now, what is intellectual modesty, and in what way are we lacking in it? Well, let's start with the easier term, which is modesty. This I'm sure you've heard of before, but the definition of modesty is the quality or state of being unassuming or moderate in the estimation of one's abilities. What this means is you lack arrogance. You don't think you have the secret information that's only privy to you. It's an honest and admirable trait, and where it actualizes itself in an argument is by hearing the other person through thoroughly, not assuming you know exactly what they are trying to say or discrediting them in general by assuming no matter what they say it's dishonest or misguided. I feel that today we have so many people that without proper expertise talk as if they are not only qualified, but the most qualified to speak their opinions on issues. Too many times are my arguments halted by producing evidence that the other person I'm talking to has never heard of, despite being fired up and very confident about something they obviously didn't research. I want to get into some common examples you'll see of this, and also how this affects discourse between two sides of the political spectrum. Some common ways things like this happen is just lack of proper research mixed with strong beliefs. This will often cause you to either see a headline or online post of some sort and either give it the most charity possible or none at all based on how it aligns with your beliefs. Once that happens, all it takes is someone bringing it up for them to immediately jump into the defense of their beliefs without true understanding of the situation. And oftentimes, even after the facts are brought out, they will already be so dug deep into their positions, half because they don't want to admit they could be or were wrong, and the other half is they have such strong partisan beliefs that no matter what you say, their mind is closed to any dissenting opinions, and they will die on whatever hill they are defending. What doing this consistently will do is have your entire foundations of beliefs and opinions be based upon stuff they don't truly understand. The only thing they know is that they believe it. Where the solution lies is with intellectual modesty. When you have that down pat, you will do one of two things. Either you won't have an opinion, or be very soft about your opinion, acknowledging that you probably don't know what the true answer could be. Or you will sit down, lock in, and actually do the unbiased independent research needed to get all the information you need to form a true and honest opinion. Someone with a good level of intellectual modesty will think this way second nature, knowing how much information and context there is to every situation. There's no way to know all of it just by watching one video or reading one headline or article, especially in this day and age where that one article or video is bound to be leaned to one side. Now, I understand this can sound condescending, but the truth is it's kind of hard not to, when it feels like everyone is just freestyling arguments based off facts and logic they made up on the spot. When you don't hold yourself to a high level of intellectual modesty, it's so much easier to just believe misinformation or just anything that you want to be true. I feel like the real problem comes down to people just having trouble with being wrong, not wanting to expand their way of thinking to maybe come up with a different point of view. When you believe misinformation about one thing that coincides with a bunch of other talking points, you end up in the pitfall of reliving a whole heap of nonsense, stemming from a foundation of just blindly believing something with no real research. Now, what is my idealistic solution to this? We all as a whole have to raise our standards when it comes to having an opinion, no matter how emotionally charged the premise of what you think is happening might be. You need to still get a wide range of opinions from different sources, as well as facts that could change the whole context of the narrative. One other thing that's huge is just keeping an open mind, and more importantly, knowing there's no possible way you could know everything. It is completely in the realm of possibility that you're wrong. Without that second part, the first piece of advice is meaningless. Once some people are deep enough into an opinion, there's no evidence or context you could show that would change their minds. I know this seems like surface level advice, and it truly is, but most people don't begin to follow it. and like other things, are eroding our political discourse, especially when it feels like everyone is guilty of it. When someone online career revolves around being the guy who's always right and has the best takes, it can take a lot for them to be modest. And I think we need to change that. Stop crucifying creators or people in general for being wrong or changing their mind. Because this is the result of when only the narcissists rise to the top. Okay, well, that's that. I know this one must have sounded especially rambly and maybe even a little passionate. And that's because I am so passionate about this. Many people don't know how to even have an even headed debate, just resorting to ad hominem, stupid assumptions, or just disregarding whatever you're saying, because they think you've only taken media from one source your whole life. And a good reason they probably think that is because it's the norm. So do me a favor and let's change that. We can become such a more sophisticated society if we just took a little advice from Cozy here and tried to be more open minded. Tried not to put opinions in the bad and harmful category, maybe put them in the different views and perspectives category. Bad opinions do not create bad people. They want us to hate each other so we have no energy to think and come to bigger revelations about the system we have and how we can make it better for the everyday man like you or me. Anyways, I hope you guys liked it. Tell me why you disagree or agree in the comments. The last few comment sections were filled with some good discourse, and I'd like for that to be a trend. Let's try and do that. Thank you so much.